Hey, it's me, that one guy whose name is just... Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. I'll get back to you on that. So hey, I haven't made a video in a hot second, and well, in all likelihood, I imagine it will probably be a second or two more. Possibly, in fact, a few more after that. So full disclosure, I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys in this vid, so things might get a little bit real as we go on, because I want to let you guys know everything that's been going on, because you deserve to know. I'll admit, I've been putting this video off for a while, and it's not exactly easy to make now for various reasons, but in this video I want to explain where I am currently in terms of making videos and what happened and what I'm doing now. Plus a predicted questions part at the end of the video where I will also be announcing some stuff, so stay tuned for that. And well...
So let's just jump into it.
So after my last video, a lot of stuff happened. As many of you may know, around that time the whole copper fiasco happened, and while it didn't really worry me, I have to admit it did put a major damper on me where I just couldn't find any motivation or inspiration to make videos. So I decided to take the remainder of the year off in order to just take a break from videos and hopefully regain that motivation. In that time I opted to focus on my other major passion, that being my art and my comic, and I gotta say it was a lot of fun and I got a lot done. It was a great time, and I'll admit I was a little sad of the idea of getting back into full-time video making. Eventually, New Year's rolled around, and while I'm not normally a New Year's resolution type of person, I do find myself retrospectively looking back and seeing how the year went for me. And, well, I realized something that I wasn't too happy about. You see, last year was by far the worst year for me in terms of making videos. Now, keyword here being making videos, not producing them. Without going into too much detail, making videos has become somewhat of a nightmare for me. There are many factors to this, but trying not to make this a 40-minute long video, I've narrowed down these reasons into the big three. The first is the amount of time they take. You guys are probably aware of this, but my videos take an extremely long time to make. But nobody is more aware of this than me. This is bothersome for so many reasons. If you're thinking along the lines of my interests and passions for videos gradually going down as I, work on them, or the desire to actually produce something at a semi-consistent rate, or even just wanting to move on to the next project, then the answer for me is all of the above. Individually, I don't mind these things, but it was all starting to pile on, and with each new video, it just takes longer and longer, and it really started to drag me down. The second reason is my interest in editing. For those of you who are not aware, I do everything in my videos. I write the scripts, I record the audio, record the gameplay, draw the thumbnails and other drawings, including making those animations. I market them and I edit them. But of all those steps, that part easily takes the longest, the editing. I'd say between 70 to 80% of the video. And if I'm honest, I really have no passion for it anymore. And needless to say, if you don't enjoy 70 to 80% of the video making process, something is very wrong. I could go into further detail, but let's just say that after 10 plus years of doing it, I'm pretty well over it by now. And the final reason this was the worst year in making videos for me was because, well, I had an actual mental breakdown over it. Yeah, I'm not joking about that. I take my work very seriously, as it truly is my passion to create, but around halfway through last year, I found myself overworking myself and trying so hard to push past the barrier, not taking enough breaks and forcing myself to work on a project that I had no passion for, made my mind break. And I was completely out of commission for about a month. I had absolutely zero motivation to do anything, let alone work on any projects anymore. It was truly a miserable experience, and one I do not wish to ever put myself through again. Sorry that got kind of real for a second there, but like I said, I just want to be 100% honest with you guys. I want you guys to know what's up and what's going on, blemishes and all. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite end there. I want to ask you guys a question. What is the first thing you think of when you hear my name? YouTuber? TF2 player? Video maker? Well, I can't say for sure, but I'll admit that none of them are what I consider myself to be first and foremost. For me, it's artist. I always feel like I have to explain myself to people. I often get comments like, "Oh, I didn't know you did art," and I gotta admit, that has always irked me a bit. I don't mind being known as a YouTuber or a TF2 player, but an artist is what I ultimately wish to be known for. And looking back over the last year, I really didn't do myself any favors in that department. Essentially, I decided to keep video making as a top priority last year, and my various art projects, such as my comic, at a low priority. Because of this, I spent an incredibly small amount of time making anything for my other projects. Some of you might be aware that I've recently been getting stuck into the second chapter of my comic. Well, if I hadn't spent so much time on videos last year, I am 100% convinced I would be on to chapter 3 by now, and that's really upsetting for me to think about. So there I was at the end of the year with my videos not exactly looking in the best light for me, and my artwork and other projects desperately begging me for more attention, so I decided right then and there that I would do it. I would turn my priorities on their head and make a new start for 2020 with my other projects taking full priority. So yeah, as this year has gone on, I have been funneling my focus elsewhere. Primarily my comic, where a new page is being made every week, but also in other ventures. I've been starting to stream, and I've been working on other projects in the background, such as animations, commissions, and fan art. And it's been a lot of fun. But what about videos? What's been happening there? Well look, I want to say right off the bat, I wouldn't say I'm done making videos, but I'd be lying if I said I had any motivation to do them right now. I think I seriously burned myself out on them for a long time, and while it sucks to say, I am a lot happier right now. Happier than I was all of last year, I would say. But ultimately no, videos are not done forever, just until I get that inspiration, that spark back. The beauty of YouTube is the ability to create what you want and have a great time doing it. I don't want to force myself to make something that will ultimately cause me more harm than good. I know it sucks to hear, but for now, I feel if I made a video, it just wouldn't be any good for me, or you guys. It would be forced, take months to make, and probably just be an overall bad video. I do YouTube for fun, and I want to keep it that way. And until I can find the fun and passion again, videos are going on permanent hiatus. However, despite this, I'm not exactly fully done with YouTube, and in some ways I would say I'm making more content than I ever was. So we're gonna start the predicted questions off with this. Where can I find you now? Well, to start off close to home, we have YouTube. Yeah, despite not working on this channel, I do actually have 3 other channels I am/will be working on. First off, we have the classic Same Industries. For those of you who don't know, this is my collaborative playthrough channel that I do with my good friend, Mabini. We have been constantly looking to improve our content over the past year or so, and we are pretty happy at where it's at and where it's going. It's nice to work on a channel where the load is shared between 3 people and is something I can easily do on the side as a hobby. We are currently playing Hollow Knight and Twilight Princess, and yes, I have played those games before and I know what I am doing in them, so the gameplay should be half decent. Next up, we have my channel Ihasnotomato Draws. This channel is a bit neglected right now, but essentially anything I make that is drawing related goes here. Namely, the big thing to look out for here is future animations that I make, as I really want to start getting into making more of them to just stand on their own and not be attached to other videos. And finally, we have a brand new channel that I created literally just the other day, which is my stream archive, where full VODs of my streams will go for those who missed them and would like to see them on YouTube. Which brings me to the fact that I now have a Twitch channel that I've been streaming to. I know in the past I said it wasn't possible for me to stream, but times have changed and I've been trying to get into it. It's still in its early stages right now, but it's been a lot of fun so far. I mainly stream general drawing related stuff such as Pokemon requests and full drawings, but I played a few games. In fact, this weekend, at the times that you'll see on screen right now, I'm going to try and play Minecraft, so let's see how that goes. But how can you easily know when my streams go live? Well, I always post about them on Twitter, which I've had for years, but I'm easily the most active there and am always around to talk and post and all that jazz. In terms of my art things, I still have my pages on DeviantArt and Tumblr, as well as a special Twitter account for my comic, but I have been looking into getting my own website, which I hope to start up soon. And of course, if you want to directly support me, there is always my Patreon. I'm still trying to figure it out right now, but every little bit helps. Sorry, I don't like to do all those shameless plugs, but this might be the last time for a while for me to do them. Plus, this is the best way to let you guys know where I am and what I'm doing. And yeah, that might not have been a proper question to answer first, so let's get into a proper Q&A now. Wait, so you're stopping making YouTube videos, but you're still working on 3 other channels? So yeah, I can see why this might come across as a little bit confusing. Really, the best way I can describe it is that with each channel comes different levels of responsibility and work. With same industries, as I mentioned earlier, the workload is split between 3 people, and it's a very easy thing for me to just kind of do on the side of stuff, and it's still very enjoyable for me. For my drawing channel, it's just a place that I'm going to be putting all the stuff that I'm already working on, like my animations and stuff. Animations, while difficult and complicated in their own right, are just in a completely different league to that of editing a video for this channel. And finally, the stream archive place is, well, it's as simple as it sounds. It's just a stream archive. I'm just literally plopping videos onto YouTube. There's no editing involved, at least not right now. Unless I decide to make highlights or whatever later. So yeah, while I do still have 3 other YouTube channels that I'm working on, none of them require the amount of attention, patience, and work as this channel had demanded all this time. None of them come anywhere near to the level that this channel and the videos that I made on here did. Why take so long to tell us? Now, there are a few reasons for this, none of them that great, honestly. When I first decided to make the change, I did still have some videos I thought I wanted to work on and figured I'd try and post every now and then, thinking my motivation for video making would come and go, but unfortunately it hasn't at all yet. The other reason is that, well, if I'm honest, I don't really see myself as that much of an interesting person to know this kind of stuff. I always kind of undermine myself thinking that most of my subscribers are just here for the vids and not really for me. So I felt like people might not care about what I'm up to, but I realized that was irrational and unfair to you guys. And it was eating me up inside, keeping you out of the loop, and I desperately wanted to at least make this video to let you guys in. So at the very least you can know what's going on if it interests you. Isn't this technically a video? Yes it is, and believe me, it was hard for me to make even with the lack of proper editing. But again, I really wanted to get this information out there to let you guys know. Why not hire an editor or someone to help you with your vids? I think there is a common misconception with YouTubers and how much they make, or at least, you know, someone my size. And without going into numbers, I couldn't afford an editor or someone to help me, as I technically can't even afford myself. What about Stephanie? I get this a few times. For those of you who don't know, Stephanie is our editor on Same Industries, and yes, she works for free. She's a very secretive person, but essentially she works on Same because she is extremely passionate about it. She does it in her free time, and to add my own work on top of that would be unfair to her. Plus, I would feel super bad about not being able to pay her for my own selfish projects. So, are you done with TF2? No, not really. I still love the game, still play it now and then as I always have. Although I will say if I do get back into videos, it certainly won't be exclusively TF2 stuff. I am passionate about many other games and would definitely want to make a variety of game content when I get back into vids. What about the heavy update? So I had to think about this. What happens if the heavy update suddenly drops? Will I cover it? Well, at first I thought for sure I would. It's a rare opportunity to cover a TF2 update when it goes live, especially nowadays. But I thought about it a bit more and realized that while I was working on the Jungle Inferno update stuff, it was actually among the most stressed I've ever been while making videos. Frantically trying to cover everything and make videos on it every day. I got very little sleep and had no breaks, and those videos ended up crap, so no. However, I might end up doing a well-made recap video a little further down the track after the update comes out, if I feel the motivation for it. Can you give an estimate on when you will be back? Unfortunately, no. And I don't even want to put out a placeholder date. I want to wait till the motivation comes back naturally. The absolute last thing I want to do is force it. And putting out an arbitrary date as to when I predict I'll be good to go will only cause unnecessary stress down the road. Does this have anything to do with the lack of success with your last few videos? I've never really been a numbers guy. I make stuff because I love to make it. Even if my numbers were fantastic, I would still be doing this because I ultimately do it for fun, for my own enjoyment. I won't lie, seeing a video not do so well does hurt. I'm only human, but it was by no means a contributing factor to this change. So that was just a few predicted questions. I know for a fact that there was more that I wanted to answer, but can't for the life of me remember, so please feel free to write down any in the comments, as I do still read them all. Anyway guys, thanks for sticking with me through this video, and thanks for sticking with me in general. I'm sorry if you are saddened by the news, but like I said, I'm still always around and always making stuff, and I hope that maybe I can continue to see you guys as I continue on. With all that being said, I have once again been Ihasnotomato, and I'll hopefully see you guys soon. Bye.